Coming to you live from Dunning Field for the first time in nearly 2 years with New Canaan boys lacrosse. Ian Nicholas alongside Carter Ellis for this matchup between the New Canaan Rams and the Fairfield Ludlowe Falcons. Both teams 0-1 heading into this matchup after Saturday losses, looking to claim victories for the first time since June of 2019 when they last played. That last season obviously canceled, Carter. Both teams not getting off to a strong start on Saturday. New Canaan going on the road to play their former defensive coordinator, Coach Kachansky. That game did not end well. A 7-3 win for 6th-ranked Staples. It will be Ludlowe that wins the face-off and the ball in the hands of Fogo Brooks-Cliver.
Right, and you see Chris Canette there slapping the ball away from Cliver. You know, he had the only 3 goals against that Staples loss the other day.
On the wing, working it is Ludlowe. Dylan Stevens, number 47, the freshman defender for New Canaan, making his first career start. He had a very impressive practice yesterday, and Coach Chip Buzzio deciding to go to one of his 2 freshmen on the entire varsity roster for the start. It's going to be John Kleinbeck with it now as they work it behind the X to Jake Fradicangeli.
Right, and you see sophomore Holden Busby getting that start again after a good game against Staples.
Yep, Coach Buzzio very impressed, albeit in the loss, but Busby only giving up 7 goals in his first career start. Number 7 moves in, missing, and Busby scoops it up. Colin McCarthy puts up the shot for Ludlowe. It's going to be Braden Sweeney on the move, and now the Swarthmore commit, Charlie Borthwick.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a New Canaan turnover.
Yeah, it's a good lift up by number 8 defenseman Declan Kuhn on Fairfield to swat that away from Charlie Borthwick.
And Kuhn committed to Connecticut College, one of the 4 commits for this Ludlowe class, as they move it up to number 4, Liam Kieser, the midi and the junior, who was the star of their Saturday loss against Daniel Hand on the road. He had 2 of the Falcons' 3 goals. Kieser puts up a shot, and that one out of bounds. It will stay in Ludlowe possession, missing left. Ludlowe moving near the 40-yard line now. It's Ryan Ferris, the sophomore, guarded by a fellow sophomore, Max Alert. Behind the X, it's Fradicangeli. He spins, gets inside, and that one right in front of a crease. He scores. Ludlowe with 9:48 left to go in the first quarter, and it is Jake Fradicangeli who's going to put the Falcons up early. What'd you see there, Carter?
Yeah, I mean, we see all the defensemen huddled up around Mac Busby. He's just trying to tell the guys to try to slide in a little bit quicker there because Fradicangeli just had a little too much time and was able to get into the crease. And this New Canaan defense is playing a pretty strict man-to-man. But, I mean, once someone's getting in that close, you've got to have someone there to get right in front of the middle of the net because, in reality, Busby's not covering too much of that net. So you got to have more backup from a D there.
And it looks like the ball will be awarded to New Canaan as both the face-off men head of a bench, and it's going to be one of the stars of this New Canaan team, Ryan Coyote, the Bucknell commit. We're going to get this team back on track. They fell behind early in the Staples game 3-0, the game they would eventually lose on Saturday 7-3, and they've already fallen behind here, not even 3 minutes into the game, thanks to that goal from one of the stars of this Ludlowe team, Jake Fradicangeli. Here's Connor Bailey, the junior, on the move. Getting it over to the wing to Nick Stiles, the MIT commit. Apelt and Coyote moving to his right.
We're seeing New Canaan here get a little bit more into the middle, which is good. They were keeping a pretty wide perimeter, which is very easy to defend.
Scooping it up is the goalie, Murphy Hoy. And a good defensive possession there for Ludlowe as Chris Canette lost it, and now back into the hands of New Canaan's Connor Bailey. Making a move, taking his shot, and missing. And that one, no dice from Harry Apelt, the Williams commit.
It's a good effort by goalie Hoy to get back there on Fairfield to beat Apelt to the ball to keep possession.
Still 1-0, just under 8.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter here from Dunning Field. It's the first home game for New Canaan in nearly 2 years. The last game they played here for the boys was on June 1st, 2019, in the quarterfinals of the Class L state playoff, where they would lose 14-11 to the Wilton Warriors. New Canaan still the defending FCAC champions after last year's campaign obviously did not happen due to the COVID-19 pandemic. They defeated Wilton in the FCAC championship in a great game that was 8-7. Blistering defense from Dylan Stevens, the freshman. Working on Cooper Carr. Here goes Colin McCarthy. And that will stay in Ludlowe possession.
Yeah, that's a good effort by number 6, Christian Sweeney, the defensive midi, to keep him to the outside. And they were able to block that guy out right in front of the crease and keep that pass away from Fairfield. Still their possession.
Fairfield led by their first-year head coach, Sam Sweat. He would have been the head coach of his team really for 2 years, but he did not get the chance to coach. Steve Sweat, the head coach, former Sacred Heart grad. First big coaching job in the FCAC, and he is honored to have the opportunity to lead a high school program here and build up a gritty team. Fairfield moving it around now into the hands of Kleinbeck, and now number 31, Cole Spencer. The senior shot right in front of a crease and a clutch save from Holden Busby. Fraticangelli looking to get his second goal of the game, and he was denied. He got a great opportunity, a turnover along the far sideline, and it will be Ludlow ball. Turning it over there, number 66, the Ohio Wesleyan commit, Christian Walter. Ball loose, scooped up by Sweeney, and now into the other Sweeney's hands from Braden to Christian. Somebody loses their stick as Christian Sweeney takes it into the other field. Looking for a call, Ludlow is. They will not get it as we see Nick Stiles moving to his right. Apelt behind the cage. Still a 1-0 game with 6.5 minutes left to go here in the opening frame from Dunning Field. Moving to his right, taking his shot, and it is wide right. Number 15, Michael Norton, the midi, putting up that one.
Yeah, Apelt in the back there at the X to pick that up. It's an easy way to keep possession.
Apelt gets it to the star of his team, the UPenn commit, Chris Cannett, who falls, pops right back up. One of the 5 senior captains of his team alongside Apelt is Cannett, Jack Connors, Callum Wood, and Ryan Cayone. Here's Will Costco, who's committed to Rhodes College. He loses it for a moment, deflected, gets it right back. Apelt moving to his left, takes the shot, and it's scooped up by Hoy. Fairfield playing really solid on the defensive end right now. Carter really not giving New Canaan any easy looks.
Right, yeah, they're doing a great job, keeping them to the perimeter. That's what your defense wants.
McCarthy shoots and scores, and Fairfield Ludlowe is going to increase their lead to 2-0 with 5:22 left to go in the opening quarter. Coming out strong, looking to pull off a big upset against a New Canaan team that was ranked as the 3rd best in the state in the preseason. What happened there in that transition opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, as a goalie, as Mac Busby, he's not going to want to see that shot again. Player number 7 on Ludlow, which is coming in with a lot of speed. No one was there to slide on the defensive end for New Canaan, and it was just a tough look. Nothing much that you can do there as Mac Busby.
Yep, Holden Busby giving up that one.
Holden Busby.
No problem.
Apologies.
A lot of new players in this program, Carter. It's been a big transition. Obviously, all the sophomores and freshmen before this year, they had never played varsity lacrosse. And Busby, one of those sophomores who looks to be the future of this New Canaan program, but it was Colin McCarthy, the junior midfielder for Fairfield Ludlowe, who puts them up 2-0 with 4:54 left to go in the quarter. Scooped up by Captain Jack Connors. The long stick midi running into numerous Ludlowe defenders, and another New Canaan turnover. Ludlowe keeping it in there. Possession running after it is Captain Harry Chandler. He stepped out of bounds, and it will be New Canaan ball. Chandler, all FCAC honorable mention as a sophomore back in 2019, now a senior.
At first-year sophomore Max Slurt doing a good job to keep it in New Canaan possession there. Got one hand on the stick to keep the ball away from Ludlow's player.
Yep, Max Alert, valued member here at NCTV in our TV broadcasting class, and also a valued member of Coach Chip Buzzio's squad as a sophomore. Carter Connors getting the start today for New Canaan. That shot deflected. Michael Norton put it up. It will stay in New Canaan possession. Carter Connors, the junior, number 33, getting the start today for the injured senior captain and Tufts commit, Callum Wood, who suffered an injury in the first quarter of that Staples game, tried to play through it and could not. And they're going to sit him today in hopes that he can return for their big road matchup on Thursday up against the Ridgefield Tigers. Here's Norton again, this time moving to his right, hesitating, getting inside. Norton looking for it all and popped up to Carter Connors.
That's an easy ball to receive for Connors at the X there. Just popped right up and is able to move to number 8.
Nick Stiles moves to his right, and the man known for finishing southpaw scores in the opposite direction. It's Nick Stiles with 3:44 left to go in the opening frame, who makes this a one-point game once again. Carter, where was the breakdown there?
Yeah, Nick Stiles, a great box lacrosse player when he's not on the field in the spring. He's great at keeping the ball in tight and having the pressure all around you. So he's able to get into those tight spaces and just shoot with not a lot of space. That's what he did there right in front of the crease.
That is his first goal on the year, and New Canaan's first goal on the year, not scored by Chris Canet. A new face-off man in for the Rams, and it works out. As coming in to get that one was Christian Wolter. They brought in the sophomore, John Totoro, to win that possession for New Canaan. A turnover for the Rams, and it's going to be Dylan Murray who let that ball slip. It will be Ludlowe possession. Hayden Shin, who has been the face-off man so far through 2 games, committed to Trinity.
Yeah, Dylan Murray getting away with a slash there on number 6, Jake Fredicangelli.
3:10 left to go in the opening quarter, a 2-1 game. Ludlowe looking for more after giving up that goal to Nick Stiles. Ball loose. Looking to scoop it up is Max Alert. Popped up in the air into the stick of the long stick midi, Christian Wolter. 2:52 left to go in the opening quarter as they get the ball back into the hands of Nick Stiles.
Yeah, these fast breaks are where New Canaan is going to have to convert because once Fairfield Ludlowe is getting in their groove and keeping them to the outside, it's hard for New Canaan to bully their way to the center. So, those fast breaks are where you're going to see a lot of New Canaan goals today.
Bringing it inside the 40 is Ryan Coyote, moving to his right, trying to find his teammate Nick Stiles. Instead, still Rams ball. Another loose ball scooped up by Coyote. 2:16 left to go in quarter number 1 as Chris Canet spins to his right, shoots, and scores! Chris Canet, his 4th goal through 2 games, and as you said, Carter, great shot from the playmaking midi and the UPenn commit, Chris Canet.
Yeah, Ludlow's trying to break down there what went wrong, but you see all of them giving each other fist bumps. Not much you can do there. It was a great, rolling out shot off of Chris Canet's back and just sidearm top shelf right over number 23, Murphy Hoey's shoulder. So, again, not much you can do there.
So a 2-2 game with 2:10 left to go in the first quarter. Chris Canet and Nick Stiles scoring the goals for New Canaan. Canet, his 4th goal to the team's first 2 games. Hayden Shin back in at face-off. And it will be some sort of violation as it will be Fairfield ball.
Yeah, Shin's given the false start, so it's going to be Ludlow's ball on the offensive end.
It's Aaron Field, the midfielder for Ludlowe, with the ball. And a great back-and-forth first quarter here. A lot of action. Minute 48 left to go in the quarter.
And you see the Fairfield players all going down beneath the crease there, trying to give their top guy, the ISO, up top to free up some space, but they weren't able to convert there.
McCarthy dumps it off. Shot from the wing, no good from Liam Kieser, who scored a team-high 2 goals in the Ludlow Saturday loss to Daniel Hand. Busby clears it, gets it out to Dylan Stevens, back to Busby. New Canaan just a 65 clear percentage on Saturday, and Coach Buzzio told me that was unacceptable. And it looks like we're going to have some sort of break in the action here. Probably a timeout call from one of the 2 coaches with 1:12 left to go in this opening quarter. Carter, what do you like from New Canaan so far? They've looked aggressive. They've already scored almost as many goals today as they did through 48 minutes of action on Saturday. What have you liked from them? And then what are some things that they still need to brush up, maybe more specifically on the defensive end?
Right. No, I mean, I'm seeing Holden Busby very loose in front of the net. He's playing well, seeing the ball, and we're doing a better job of sliding on those Ludlow players, trying to get in front of the center. And we're seeing the ref in the center of the field checking someone's stick to see if the pocket is illegal.
Oh, look at this.
Checking a second stick. We'll see where this ends up going.
And what constitutes as an illegal pocket, if I may ask?
So if the ball sits underneath the head of the stick, and there you can see space between the top of the ball and the bottom of the head of the stick, that would be an illegal pocket. So when you're slashing at a player, if that pocket is too deep, obviously making it very difficult for the ball to come out. So it needs to be a little tighter so it can give a fair chance to the defensive players to get it out. And if it is illegal stick, then you'd have to get it fixed up to play it again, or you just find a new stick to play with.
A spiked stick. They checked the sticks of number 33 for New Canaan, Carter Connors, and number 16 for Ludlow, Aaron Field. It looks like neither of them have any stick problems, though. Field hits the bench. Carter staying in the game with his stick. And it will still be New Canaan's possession. Chris Canet with it. Already scored 1 so far in this one, 4 through 2 games. For him, one of the top players in the state. Chris Canet was an impact player his sophomore year, an All-FCAC first-team player for the FCAC championship, winning New Canaan Rams, and an All-State second-team player. Here moves Connor Bailey. Shooting and missing. Wide right is Canet.
Yeah, building off what you said, Canet being an impact player in that 2019 season, this Rams offense is missing impact players in Liam Griffiths and Quentin O'Connell. Quentin is playing at North Carolina currently, and Liam Griffiths, came off of a 66-goal season and is playing at Deerfield as a PG year before heading off to Harvard next year.
A smart man and a great player. He was the lead goal scorer from that 2019 championship team as New Canaan takes some shots, but now in Ludlow, possession along the far wing with just under 20 seconds left to go in the opening period, opening quarter. Still a tied game. Ludlow has not defeated the New Canaan Rams in the last 13 years. Looking to pull off something here. New Canaan looking to pull off something on the break with 6 seconds to work with. 3 seconds. Getting it in. Looking for a cutting Nick Stiles, and they could not find him. That is going to end 1 quarter here from Dunning. And a great game so far, Carter. A 2-2 ball game, and neither team has really found momentum so far. And Fairfield Ludlowe really playing up to their competition right now.
They absolutely are. This 23-man roster is definitely giving the higher depth in New Canaan a run for their money here. And you love to see a good competition, and it definitely is still anybody's game. You see the Rams kind of gained a little more momentum towards the end of that quarter, but we'll see what the rest of the game has in store for us.
And this is the 9th year of Coach Chip Buzzio's tenure at New Canaan, a former hockey and lacrosse star here. Went on to Princeton, won a national championship there as a captain of that team, was a phenomenal role player for them and a phenomenal leader. You were a former freshman and JV player in this lacrosse program, Carter. What do you think Chip Buzzio is looking for this team this year? He really likes the group he has. He's not panicking after that first loss to Staples. What kind of coach is Chip Buzzio following a big-time loss?
No, Chip Buzzio has always been the type of guy that doesn't hang his head on certain losses. losses. He's always, new slate. Every single practice is, building off of that day, and always a very positive guy. Just kind of on to the next type of mentality.
And this is the next matchup. New Canaan's got another tough one on Thursday when they hit the road to play another one of the top 5 teams in the state, Richfield. You see Coach Buzzio there, intense along the sidelines. One of the best coaches in the state, a 2-time FCAC champion in his 7 years as the head coach. Last year would have been his 8th season, but obviously it did not happen. So this is technically, if you want to count it, year number 9 for the 2-time FCAC championship winning coach and the 3-time state championship winning coach. He won 3 straight Class M titles over Daniel Hand in 2015, 16, and 17, the same team that defeated Fairfield Ludlowe a few days ago on the road. So start of the second quarter here from Dunning. Ian Nicholas, Carter Ellis, and the rest of the NCTV crew bringing you this live action. And our first lacrosse stream in quite some time. So happy we could bring you the live feed. Make sure you like and subscribe to NCTV 78 down below. Follow us on our socials at NCTV 78 so you can get all the lacrosse action all season long.
Right, and as you said, there was no season last year, so Buzzio's trying to get a repeat FCAC championship team in this 2021 squad.
Looks like it's going to be a false start on the face-off man. Brooks Cliver, the Dickinson commit for Fairfield, so it will be New Canaan's ball as they move right to left to start this second quarter. Canet dumps it off to Carter Connors behind the net. Moving it over to the Williams commit, Harry Apelt. Still goalless through his first 2 games is the talented senior. Connor Bailey, good move to the left. Ditches it off to Canet. Stiles looking for more. Bit of a rough pass that Canet corrals with 11:28 left to go in the second.
You see Connor Bailey there making his move to the left.
Coyote wide left on the shot. It will stay in New Canaan possession as Carter Connors chased after it to make sure he was the closest man to the ball when it bounced out of bounds.
Right, yeah, Connor Bailey. We'll see what this play goes.
Carter Connors taking a shot, moving to his right, missing. It will be Fairfield Ludlowe ball. With 11:15 left to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, as I was saying, Connor Bailey made a great move to the left, and if he used the space to shoot lefty, he definitely could have made an offensive play out of that, but he tried to go with what he felt more comfortable with in his right, and I think that this New Canaan offensive squad needs to help their players and Connor Bailey and Nick Stiles as well feel comfortable on their right hand, because if they can play with both styles, they can definitely get some more offense going.
Definitely. 10:50 left in the second quarter. Great defense from Charlie Borthwick along the far sideline, and New Canaan awarded possession as goalie Holden Busby clears it and gets it over to Ryan Coyote along the alley. He still has not scored a goal so far this year, expected to be part of a dangerous duo of him and Chris Canet. Canet gets it over to Nick Stiles. Coach is barking from the sideline. He's a lefty. He wants to go left, but he dishes it off. Coyote looking to work some magic, moving to his left, getting inside, and rejected. It will still be New Canaan ball. Connors spinning, showing off the fundamentals, trying to shake off his D-man. Getting it to Harry Apelt, deflected away. Fighting for it, Canet, coming away with it will be Declan Kuhn for Fairfield Ludlowe. Kuhn working it back over the middle of the field with 9:48 left to go in the second. Dodging and then getting whacked by Connors. Getting rid of it to Harry Chandler.
Yeah, Carter Connors being a midfielder on the team, showing a lot of poise at the X position under Callum Wood's spot, being that he's injured, as we said before. So Carter Connors not, showing any lack of, poise in that spot.
Yep, Coach Buzzio told me before the game, Callum's our top attack guy, but he really thought that Carter against Staples showed them a lot and earned his chance to start today. Usually a midfielder he is, but showing versatility. He's probably going to end up playing at a great college A really talented junior is Carter Connors. His brother Jack, a hard worker, a great guy, and one of the 5 captains on this team, one of the long stick middies, alongside Christian Wolter. 9:38 left to go in the second quarter. Still a 2-2 game here from Dunning after Fairfield Ludlowe jumped out to the 2-0 lead early. New Canaan, 2 unanswered goals from Nick Stiles and Chris Canet, and we have ourselves a ball game once again as we're in the middle of this timeout. Both teams still looking for their first wins on the year. Last time we saw Fairfield Ludlowe, they were a middle-of-the-pack FCAC team. They went 8-8 in the regular season, 10-9 season overall. They went 2-1 in the Class L tournament before being bounced in the quarterfinals, just like New Canaan was that year, to Darien in a 21-5 game. Ludlowe, they really haven't been a team that's been able to compete with the top FCAC dogs all year long, but so far, through 15 minutes, give or take, in this game, they've looked good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we see the same from Staples. Both Ludlowe and Staples becoming new up-and-coming FCAC teams. You'll see a little bit more evened-out competition as opposed to your regular Greenwich, New Canaan, Darien.
Richfield Wilton. New Canaan rocking the zone defense here. And why do you think they've changed it up?
I think that we just needed to see a little bit more guys in the middle, and you can definitely see that we are centered around the middle of our crease, not giving any opportunities for the Ludlowe offensemen to get any good chances.
That shot bounced away with 8:57 left to go in the second quarter. It will stay in Ludlowe possession. New Canaan getting loud defensively. Good move from Fraticangelli, but then pushed away. Forced out by the zone as that shot nowhere close. And it will be New Canaan possession as diving for it but failing to grab it was John Kleinbeck, the freshman.
Yeah, I think New Canaan is being a little more comfortable just occupying the middle of that net because we have a lot of talented shooters who can, contest from the outside. But Ludlowe doesn't have that same, type of skill as New Canaan does. So I think that they just needed to kind of lock down Ludlow's grit in front of the net and fine-tune their defense to what's necessary.
You mentioned it, Ludlowe, now one of the blue blood programs in the FCAC, but Coach Sweat really believes in this team, a team he's been able to see work over the last year in his COVID situation. And he wants to try to build his program up to gain the respect that the top dogs like New Canaan and their top talented players have.
Absolutely.
Norton moving right. Ball poked loose. Norton fighting for it. Ludlowe is as well. Still loose, and finally Stiles has it for a brief moment. Looking to escape, moving to his left, which he does.
Yeah, Coach Sweat having been coach for the Ludlowe freshman team 8 years prior to coaching at the...
Chris Canet takes that shot, and it will bounce into the stands, showing the power that he puts off that stick.
Yeah, that head coaching spot that Coach Sweat got for the 18-19 season under Greens Farms Academy, where he played before going off to Sacred Heart, where he studied sports management.
Mm-hmm.
So he absolutely knows what it means to build talent starting at a younger age, coaching for that freshman squad 8 years in the running.
It will stay in Ludlowe possession he'll stay in New Canaan possession as Chris Canet goes to scoop it up, working his way towards the cage, dumping it off to Harry Apelt. He had a good opportunity, could not convert. It will stay in New Canaan possession.
Canet there to pick it up at the X position.
Connors on the wing, 7 minutes left to go in the second quarter of his 2-2 game. Coyote, good feed. Norton couldn't get it to go. Fighting to get possession, and it will be Ludlowe ball. Ludlowe amped. They were able to win that possession thanks to the chase down effort from number 15, Connor Gitman. Excuse me, actually that was number 8, the long stick mini, Declan Kuhn. Fairfield on the other end, in and out, a short-lived possession for them. Christian Wolter forcing the turnover, but then Max Alert turning it over, and Wolter bailing him out. Senior helping out the sophomore.
Yeah, you can see, Christian Walter just being a tenacious and aggressive, player in that defensive zone. Caused many turnovers thus far. I'm sure we'll see many more throughout the rest of this game.
Connor Bailey checks in for New Canaan as fellow junior Carter Conyer spinning out of trouble. Gets it over to Bailey, the talented junior. Will Costco, who didn't play a lot in their first game, getting in here, dumping it off to Nick Stiles. Defended by number 24, Timmy Ziegler. Stiles shoots and scores. Number 8 with goal number 2 on the game for him. And New Canaan's going to take their first lead with 5:46 left to go in this second quarter, a 3-2 advantage.
Yeah, again, nothing you can do there for Ludlow's. Good move for Stiles to shoot it top shelf right over starting goalie Hoey's shoulder.
And New Canaan Carter really needed one of their guys on the offensive end to step up after that lackluster performance on Saturday. And so far, Stiles, he's rung the bell for them very well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you can't get a lot of offense going when only one of your players in Chris Canette is scoring 3 goals, having nobody else contribute to the offensive effort. So it's nice to see a little bit more diversity in the sense that you're getting a little bit more offensive players contributing today.
Hayden Shin wins the faceoff. New Canaan earns another possession with 5:13 left to go in the second quarter. New Canaan just shot 3 for 28 as a team on Saturday. So far, they are taking and making much better shots, getting much closer to the cage.
Absolutely.
Coyote, nice. A tough shot, top left corner. Hoy couldn't get there, and Coyote from long range adds his first goal on this young season, and the Rams double the lead, 4-2.
Right as I was about to add that we're not taking enough shots, there is Coyote shooting it from the top of the arc, and that is just a great offensive effort by him, his first goal of the season.
Coyote showing that Bucknell Bison ability and getting that one to go down. New Canaan finally showing that talent that we know Chip Buzzio has praised all preseason long. Nick Stiles and Coyote coming alive in this one as Ludlowe trying to get that face off, but Cliver is swarmed, and it will be ultimately Ludlowe possession.
We're really seeing the referees let these guys play. Not a lot of fouls. So
nope.
Good to see. Good to see them let them play.
Yeah, I believe no man up or man down situations for any team so far today. Spinning and looking to get inside. Putting up the shot on Busby. Really not a good-looking shot from number 4, Liam Kieser. But fighting through some tough New Canaan defense. Slowing it down for New Canaan is Christian Sweeney, who has the ball now.
Busby showing a lot of poise in that clearing effort.
4 minutes left to go in quarter number 2. New Canaan, after trailing 2-0 to start, has poured on 4 unanswered goals. Michael Norton with the ball, the junior, moves to his left. Gets it back out to Chris Canette. Canette shoots, and it rims away off the top pole. A good-looking shot from Chris Canette does not drop.
Michael Norton there to pick it up, brother of Tim Norton, who's currently at the University of Vermont.
An excellent face-off man he was with his team a few years ago during their FCAC run. Timeout is called, I believe, by Coach Sweat and his Ludlowe team as they have fallen apart a bit offensively and defensively with 3:43 left to go in this second quarter, 4-2. New Canaan, the third-ranked team in the preseason heading into this young, crazy full season in Connecticut. They have the 4-2 lead.
It was my bad for wearing flip-flops to the turf.
Yeah, you absolutely see these New Canaan guys still amped up. They're keeping that poise. They're keeping their momentum up, being loud for each other. And you're not seeing much of the same for Ludlowe. Right after the Rams scored their first, you see them kind of start hanging their heads. And we've gone on New Canaan Rams have gone on a four-goal run.
Yeah, they have. Ludlowe looking to pick up the intensity. They really could use that right now. But, gosh, weren't those some fun New Canaan teams you alluded to? A couple of the players who really made those teams who they were. In last year's class, they really would have been able to compete for an FCAC championship. New Canaan, they graduated 14 seniors last year who, unfortunately, were not able to get their senior season. 8 of them went on to play lacrosse in college. The captains, really stars. Jack Finnegan, a Utah commit. Liam Griffiths, you mentioned, PG'd, but then committed to Harvard. Bennett Ong would have been the goalie of last year's team. A West Point commit. Kyle Russell, an F&M commit. Franklin and Marshall and Justin Wheatfeld, one of the best face-off men around, was committed to Michigan. Last year's team really would have been a phenomenal unit.
Absolutely, yeah. Every single one of those players you mentioned bringing a lot of energy to each practice and showing that they really care about being on this field. A lot of guys that love lacrosse.
Michael Norton moves to his left. 3:35 left to go in the second quarter. Ryan Coyote showing off the wheels, showing off that shooting touch. His second straight goal, and New Canaan advances their lead to 3. 5-2 is your score with 3:33 left to go in the first half.
Absolutely. Coyote there, again, showing a lot of poise and not jumping the gun on his shot. He waited until he was right in the center. He had the space, so why not take another step in and then shoot it sidearm about 6 feet in front of the goalie, get it top shelf. Nothing that goalie Murphy Hoey can do there.
Yeah, Hoey couldn't do much to stop the blazing quick Ryan Coyote from getting that unassisted goal. Hayden Shin wins the faceoff. A big-time lane. Carter Connors shoots his shot, misses wide left.
There's that fast break opportunity that Hayden Shin created for the Rams offense. You know, easy win at the faceoff dot.
And Shin, from that faceoff dot, really struggled on Saturday. He did not win a single faceoff, but today he's looking much better, looking a lot more like the Trinity commit we expected him to be in the middle of the field for New Canaan, and a couple of really great opportunities he has created so far in this game, as we now have 3:05 left to go in the second. Apelt well defended, being pushed out to the wing. Here's Will Costco, the senior. Gets it to Carter Connors behind the cage. Moves to his left. 2:42 left to go in the second. Apelt, good look off a good spin. And a good save to back it up from Hoy.
Great save by Hoy there.
Harry Apelt still looking for his first goal on the year. His brother Jackson was a terrific player in this program as well. A Virginia player now.
Yes, absolutely. Jackson Apelt being a standout player at Virginia.
Big time.
You see Carter Connors running up there. It's
Jack Connors.
It's Jack Connors.
The older
Apologies.
brother. No problem.
Oh,
Connors makes the big play defensively. But then it's a turnover for New Canaan, and it will go to Fairfield Ludlowe with just over 2 minutes left to go in the half.
Yeah, we're talking a lot about Carter Connors here on attack. I mean, he's getting a lot of good offensive looks, and will definitely be a surprise to us if he doesn't get something going offensively here by the end of the game.
Minute 52 left to go in this first half. 5-2 your score. New Canaan has already scored 2 more goals today than they did throughout the entirety of their season opener on Saturday. Ludlowe, who hasn't scored since the middle of the first quarter, looking to add one, and they do. A much-needed make from Colin McCarthy. The junior gets his second goal on the game with 1:38 left to go in the half. What'd you see there, Carter? He got wide open about 5 to 10 feet in front of a crease, 5 to 10 yards in front of a crease. Good-looking shot.
Yeah, I mean, Colin McCarthy just able to take too many steps right in front and had way too much space. By the time he took another 5 to 10 yards, he shot from 5 to 10 yards out, and that's just another time when the New Canaan defense is going to have to slide. They were playing too high of a perimeter. Probably won't see that again.
Colin McCarthy, his second goal on the game, and a crucial one. Another false start for Brooks Cliver, the face-off man for Ludlowe, and it will be New Canaan possession. They still have plenty of time to work with. 90 seconds before the end of the half. Ludlowe finally breaking the 5-goal run from New Canaan with that McCarthy score.
The offense there waiting for Connor Bailey to check in for Hayden Shin, the Fogo.
Bailey, the junior, also a cousin of One of the greats this program has ever seen, Quinton O'Connell. The O'Connell family well known throughout New Canaan. That shot from Coyote deflected by Hoy. And then number 33, Will Geary, gets the ball right back to his goalie to set up a clear with just under 55 seconds left to go in the second.
Although that being a pretty easy save for Hoy to make, those are shots you have to take. I mean, as long as it's getting on cage, those are looks you definitely want to see from top players like Ryan Coyote, who more times than not will capitalize off of those chances.
Pass for Liam Kieser, a little bit too far in front, thrown by Frederick and Jelly. And New Canaan with 37 seconds, looking to add their 6th goal of the game. Max Alert working it up. Whistle's blown. And New Canaan, seeing a big-time opportunity to score more here with 31.2 seconds left in the half, calls a timeout.
Yeah, good call there for Buzzio to settle down the offense and get things rolling before the half here.
Scoring has been well distributed throughout this game. 2 goals apiece for Ryan Coyote and Nick Stiles. 1 from the star, Chris Kinnett. New Canaan, 5 goals already, looking much like the team they have been for the last 5 decades. The 46-year existence of this program, a program that has won 11 FCAC titles and 11 state titles since becoming a sport at New Canaan High in 1974, led by the former great coach Howard Benedict. New Canaan playing a lot more like New Canaan. What are some of the characteristics that year in, year out, Carter, regardless of if it's Quinton O'Connell leading the team or Chris Kinnett leading the team, what are the characteristics that make New Canaan lacrosse so great?
If I could wrap that up in one word, I would call it energetic. You know, we just got a lot of guys here who love to play the sport. Each year having more than 100 players try out, and you definitely see a lot of depth in the New Canaan roster. And just everyone loves to be out here. Those 3-hour practices daily. Everyone loves it. Everyone loves being there for each other. And, you know, that's what you're doing all spring. And these guys absolutely love to play, showing it on the field, being loud and energetic.
31.2 seconds left to go in the half following the New Canaan timeout. The 5-3 lead for the Rams, looking to make it 6-3 if they drew up something nice from offensive coordinator Bobby Rushton. Let's see.
20 seconds on the clock.
Norton to his left. Over on the wing. Ryan Coyote on the move to his right. 12 seconds. Coyote to Kinnett. Kinnett shoots wide left. It will stay in New Canaan possession. A whopping 6.8 seconds remain for New Canaan to get something off.
Clock is stopped. And we're going.
Norton gets it in. Apelt trying to get something off. 1 second.
Needs to shoot.
New Canaan's not going to get anything off. A good defensive possession to end the half for Ludlowe, responding well following the New Canaan timeout, and it will be 5-3 New Canaan following half number 1. Carter, this game a lot closer than people expected. Ludlowe trying to speed up their rebuild process in a sense with their new coach, Steve Sweat. And what have you liked most from this Falcons team so far in this one? A little bit of a rough second quarter, but they finished strong, especially defensively.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that Ludlow is just doing a great job of finding the defensive breakdowns in New Canaan's D zone, and that's what you have to do to find good opportunities against a good program such as the Rams.
And meanwhile, in the cage, Holden Busby, an up-and-down debut, but Coach Buzzio told me he really loved what he saw from him. He made most of the saves he would expect his goalie to make. What have you seen so far through him from Busby so far in this game?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the goals that Ludlow capitalized on, not much you can do there on Busby's end, but the clearing opportunities and finding a lot of Christian Sweeney on the breakout, that's what he's been doing a great job of. As I said, definitely liking to see Christian Sweeney there to pick up those clearing attempts. So.
Yeah, New Canaan's had their problems with clearing throughout the years, only a 65% clear percentage in their Saturday loss to Staples. And really, has Christian Sweeney just been the key to their solutions in that area?
I would say so. I mean, I see a lot of the defensive long poles in New Canaan spreading out, and Sweeney's just right there in the middle for Busby being his favorite target on these clearing attempts.
All right, that will wrap it up for our first half here from NCTV. Make sure you're liking and subscribing to the channel. 8.5 minutes left to go until the start of the third quarter. Ian Nicholas and Carter Connors on the field. Carter Ellis is in the booth with me today in this one. And before we head to the halftime break, let's get a look at our wonderful sponsors. First, we want to thank our platinum sponsor, Walter Stewart's, who supported NC Rams athletics and the entire New Canaan community for years. Walter Stewart's is your fresh local market. We also like to thank Melissa Rambuya and Kristen Harrow, the premier real estate partnership in Fairfield County, for all your real estate needs. Our gold sponsor, Club Sandwich. Club Sandwich is New Canaan's destination for fresh sandwiches since 1986. Our silver sponsors, Performance PT, Educational Futures, the SIG Insurance Agencies, OSSM Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, Renaissance Partners, and Rand Insurance. And lastly, we want a big thank you to go out to all our black sponsors, starting with Ready Rooster, Sheila La, 84 Sports New Canaan, the New Canaan Diner, NC Graphics, the Athletic Shoe Factory, and Togs, Dr. Austin Feeney, the Lewis School of Driving, and also Prudding and Company Custom Builders. Again, a big thank you to all of our sponsors. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics. 5-3 is your score. New Canaan in the lead over Fairfield Ludlowe at the half. Both teams looking for their first win on the year, and in just under 7 minutes, we will bring you the second half of action. Ian Nicholas and Carter Ellis, we'll see you then. Coming to you live from Dunning Field once again, Ian Nicholas, Carter Ellis, and the rest of the NCTV crew bringing you this live action. FCAC Lacrosse returning to Dunning Field for the first time since June of 2019. And New Canaan with the early 5-3 lead, Carter, over Fairfield Ludlowe. Ludlowe, they have not been perfect. Obviously, they're down 2, but in a big-time game on the road, they certainly have showed they can compete with New Canaan. What are some of the strongest abilities that they have in their game plan and how they've executed so far in this one?
Absolutely, yeah. Fairfield Ludlowe showing a promising first half, and New Canaan definitely showing their ability in which they have in their star players. It's going to be a fun one in the second half.
New Canaan also distributing the ball offensively very well today compared to their Staples loss on Saturday. Coach Buzzio telling me earlier this morning that, he loves this way that really what he got down to was too many guys were trying to do too much individually, and they weren't playing like a team on Saturday. In my interview with him, that's really what he continued to stress and stress and stress. You have to play like a team if you want to win games in the FCAC, and too many guys were trying to play a little bit of hero ball. That's what he really sounded like he was trying to get at. But so far today, they have played very unselfish, Carter.
Correct, yes. I am seeing the exact same thing, and I mean, we could see a little bit more of the ball working around the perimeter in the offensive zone. But as you said, definitely much better than that Staples loss. Hayden Shin taking it off the clean face-off win.
And it will be Chris Canette who looks to set things back up again. For Trinity commit, Hayden Shin doing a good job today at face-off and setting up a good opportunity for New Canaan.
Yeah, Hayden Shin staying inside of that offensive zone as opposed to getting out. Now he's leaving, looking for someone else to check him in.
On the move, Michael Norton, he has been aggressive today, taking that shot, moving in and missing. With 11:32 left to go in this third quarter, New Canaan up 5-3. Have a bit of a technical difficulty with our graphic system. We're going to get you that score bot right back up in just a few moments. And our first live stream of a lacrosse game in 2 years. As Norton again moving inside, the junior dishing it out, turning it over. Looking to pick it back up. And that is exactly what Nick Stiles, who already has 2 goals so far today, will do. Stiles, nice pass, nice pump, good score. Harry Apelt off the assist from Nick Stiles, scores right to the left of the crease.
Yeah, it's a great pass by Nick Stiles using his tight in the zone box ability, getting it to Harry Apelt, who makes one pump to the top shelf, and then bottom low shelf goal for Harry Apelt there.
The attack line without Callum Wood today, but Carter Connors has stepped in, played well, and the 2 seniors who are in that attack line and that are healthy, getting it done there. Stiles moving and getting that one to the left to Harry Apelt and New Canaan. 6, Ludlowe 3. Face-off win for Brooks Cliver. Cliver takes the shot. It's swatted away by Charlie Borthwick, and New Canaan now in transition. A spinning Vin Cognetta gets out of traffic and gets it off to Max Alert. The emotions high for the New Canaan bomb squad, who has returned in good fashion to provide the energy here from Dunning Field.
Absolutely, yeah. The energy is there on the New Canaan sideline and the bomb squad in the stands. Everyone's loving Vinny Cognetta's contribution to the New Canaan defense there.
10:30 left to go in the third quarter. Vin Cognetta, a guy who might not look like a superstar athlete, but in football and lacrosse, despite his small stature and bigger frame, he's got moves and athleticism for days. He plays running back in football. You don't believe me? Watch this team next year. He'll be a star. Pass down low to Apel, dishing it out to Costco. Behind the net, it's Carter Connors with just over 10 minutes left to go in the third. Coyote spins and is picked up defensively by Zach Hathaway. Ball loose, and Bailey scoops it up. Connors moving left, shooting, diving, missing, and it will stay in New Canaan possession. Running after that one, Nick Stiles with 9:42 left in the third. And New Canaan still up 6-3.
Connor Bailey there at the top, looking for a shot.
Gets it over to the wing. Will Costco still scoreless on this year. Good pass from him. Apelt, a rebound opportunity behind the back. Connor Bailey couldn't get those smooth moves to convert into a goal.
Yeah, Murphy Hoey showing off his wonderful goaltending ability for Ludlowe there. Being a good communicator for his defensive end.
Coyote moving in, missing to the left. Still New Canaan in possession. The Rams have really picked it up on the offensive end, and it really, after that halfway mark in the second quarter, they have been pouring it on and staying aggressive. Now with 9:08 left in the third. Connors from behind the cage. Can't get that one to go, and another ball out of bounds will stay in New Canaan possession as Stiles runs after it.
Yeah, Murphy Hoey is still doing a great job guiding his Ludlowe defense. I mean, stopping balls is only 50% of the job. You're the quarterback for that Ludlowe defense, or any defense when you're a goaltender.
Ball loose in front of the cage. Canet can't scoop it up. Chandler fighting for it with him. Canet throws him to the ground, and that will most likely be a penalty on Chris Canet. It will be Ludlowe possession. No flag was thrown, though.
No flag, only a possession change.
As Canet threw him to the ground like a rag doll, but we have seen no player enter the penalty box today, Carter. The refs are really, that's the definition of letting them play. They are letting them loose.
Yeah, I mean, great to see.
Dylan Stevens, the freshman, is going to get New Canaan that possession, fighting with Cooper Carr alongside the far alley.
Yeah, the freshman and Dylan Stevenson showing off his ability and tenaciousness to keep that ball in the Rams' possession.
8:10 left in the third quarter. Chris Canet moving inside, straight ahead and scoring. Number 2 with goal number 2 on the game, and the lead up to 4 for New Canaan with 8:05 left in the third.
Absolutely, yeah. Chris Cadet showing off that fast break ability in New Canaan Rams offense. Those are those chances where they're really going to capitalize and find those breakdowns in the Ludlowe defense.
Now a 7-3 game as after a 2-0 start for Ludlowe, New Canaan outscoring the Falcons 7-1 since the middle of the first quarter. And looking good is Chris Canet and company. Now 3 players today for New Canaan with 2 goals. Brooks Cliver with the face-off win. A big-time needed win for Ludlowe as Frederick and Jelly backpedals.
Yeah, Frederick and Jelly not liking that look that he got right in front there. Dylan Peterson right all over him. That's Dylan Stevens. Apologies.
Carr moving behind the crease. Spinning due the other way. Now here's Cole Spencer. 7:30 left to go in the third quarter. McCarthy gets whacked. McCarthy under trouble. The ball is loose. McCarthy, a barrage of New Canaan defenders meet him. Now the ball in the hands of Liam Kieser. Shot low and scooped up by Holden Busby. Into the hands of Christian Sweeney, who, Carter, you mentioned has been big for the success clearing the ball today. Sweeney, a good opportunity, dumping it off behind the back. Nick Stiles can't finish. Good feed from Christian Sweeney. 6:53 left to go in the third.
It's a hard spot for Stiles to be in right in front of the net there. Someone covering his left and not enough space to switch to his right hand, so he just has to flick it behind him. Too bad it hit the ground before.
Cole Spencer, the senior attackman. Getting it over to Jake Fraddick and Jelly. The DeSales University commit. A smaller university in Pennsylvania. 6:25 left to go in the third. Still a 7-3 game following the Chris Canet goal a minute and a half ago. Fraddick and Jelly working on Braden Sweeney. Gets it over to Spencer. Right behind the crease. Moves left, scores on the turnaround shot. And Cole Spencer, the senior attackman, with a much-needed strike for Fairfield Ludlowe. A 7-4 game with 6:03 left in the third.
New Canaan trying to figure out where that breakdown was. The Ludlowe offense just taking it right around the crease, and a tough sidearm shot where Holden Busby was not looking looking for a shot right there.
Shin and Cliver at the face-off, and Cliver wins another one. Ludlowe looking to put on a run of their own after New Canaan went on a 5-0 run earlier in this game. Zach Hathaway with the ball. He flips it over to Declan Kuhn. Excuse me, not Kuhn. Number 9, Ryan Ferris. Instead, the sophomore. Dylan Murray draped on him. Working alongside the far alley. Loses the ball right in front of New Canaan on the bench and turns it over. That's one place you don't want to get stuck, in between all those white jerseys.
No. Dylan Murray definitely getting those boys in the New Canaan Rams sideline hyped up with that big hit.
Michael Norton with a lot of speed, shoots, ball popped up in the air. Ball still loose as Hoy couldn't corral it into the hands of Ludlow's Zach Hathaway. In the middle of the field, Nick Stiles there for New Canaan to regain possession for the Rams. Moving inside the 35, and now he is, with just over 5 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah, Jake Fraticangelli really showing his frustration there on the attack side for Ludlowe. Really wishing that they could have taken that turnover and created an offensive opportunity out of that.
Speaking of third quarter time of possession, New Canaan in their loss to Staples on Saturday, only 50 seconds in a 12-minute quarter with time of possession, and that's some understandable frustration, the same frustration New Canaan had on Saturday. Ball loose in front of a crease, scooped up by Hoy. The long-range shot, no dice from New Canaan. Looking to clear it back to Hoy with 4:25 left in the third.
You're seeing a lot more on-net opportunities for the Rams here.
McCarthy gets inside, missing wide left, still Ludlowe ball. He scored a couple times today for Fairfield. Here's Fraticangelli, met by the junior defenseman Chad Russo. Dodges to his left, in front of a net, a good look and a score for Ludlowe, and it will go to Liam Kieser, the junior. Really pretty assist from Fraticangelli from behind the net, which is where you want to be, and really Busby couldn't stop that one.
Yeah, no, it's a great opportunity for Ludlowe. They were able to capitalize, and it just goes right on the lower part of the net.
New Canaan started to pull away, especially with that Chris Connect goal 4 minutes ago. Made it a 7-3 game, but 2 unanswered goals from the Falcons, and it's right back to a 2-goal game, 7-5, with 4:06 left to go in the third quarter. That goal, again, coming from Liam Kieser off the assist from Jake Fraticangelli.
Absolutely, and Hayden Shin here trying to stop the momentum that Brooks Cliver here.
Cliver and Shin fighting for it again. Cliver winning that matchup once again. The fast break opportunity, and he misses just wide of the right pole. We'll stay in Ludlowe possession with 3:59 left to go. On the far wing, it's Cooper Carr. Carr spins. Gets it out to John Kleinbeck.
New Canaan here doing a great job keeping the Ludlowe offenseman to the outside.
McCarthy, miscommunication. Ball loose, scooped up by Ludlowe. Kleinbeck comes away with it. The shot from the left, from the right, could not drop for Liam Kieser. Still Ludlowe ball. 3:29 left to go in this third quarter. Timeout on the field, and Coach Chip Buzzio, after 2 unanswered goals, needs to settle his team down.
Yeah, Buzzio needing to stop this momentum on the Ludlowe end. I think it's starting a lot in the face-off dot where, as I said earlier, Brooks Cliver is just doing his job in the middle of the field there, creating a lot of fast break opportunities for this Ludlowe offense.
Yep, 2 college commits battling it out at the X. Hayden Shin, the Trinity commit. Brooks Cliver, the Dickinson College commit. Showing off their talents. It's been back and forth, but most recently the battles have been won by the senior Brooks Cliver. And again, New Canaan has dominated whenever they've played Fairfield Ludlowe over the years. I looked at the SEAC website, looked through every single season I could possibly find. The Latest season they have game-for-game info on the 2006-07 season. And since 2006, when you and I were 3 years old, New Canaan has always beaten Ludlowe in the regular season. Each of the last 13 years, every single year, it's been New Canaan on top. The closest time that Ludlowe got to scaring New Canaan was a 10-9 loss in 2012, the year before Chip Buzzio got here. But right now, history not repeating themselves. Ludlowe not getting blown out. They're playing tough. And what have you seen from their last 2 goals in the second half? What are they coming out in right now offensively?
Yeah, I see just the energy coming back a little bit more, and those 2 goals bringing the Rams and Falcons game within 2, and that's just what you want to see from a team that is more up and coming and definitely has a shorter roster. So
3:29 left to go in this third quarter. Ian Nicholas, Carter Ellis, and the rest of the NCTV crew bringing you the live action from Dunning Field, the first home game for New Canaan this year. They'll go right back on the road on Thursday to play Richfield. Meanwhile, Ludlowe will also hit the road, but their next game isn't until Saturday on the road at noon against a good team in Taft. Here's Colin McCarthy. Gets it over to Cooper Carr. Guarded by Dylan Stevens, the freshman, making his first career start. Back to Carr. McCarthy pushed by Connor Bailey. Or excuse me, Vin Cognetta. Kieser loses the ball. New Canaan looking to gain possession. Still loose. Charlie Borthwick gets it and smartly finds Christian Sweeney. Really great defensive set of events there for New Canaan as Sweeney creating a fast break opportunity for the Rams. Connors shoots wide right, that one to the moon. And it will be Ludlowe possession.
Murphy Hoy doing a great job diving for that possession. Nick Stiles just isn't there to keep that possession for the Rams offense.
2:43 left in the third quarter. Carter Connors missing that shot out of bounds. Right back in Ludlowe possession as Hoy takes it out of the goal for the Falcons. A bad pass from the goalie, Hoy, and it will be a turnover for Ludlowe as number 9, Ryan Ferris, couldn't get his stick on that one. Ryan Coyote looking to make something happen here. He's got 2 goals so far today. 2:27 left to go. Canaan over to Norton, who's got a lot more playing time today than he did on Saturday. Behind the net, it's Connors. Connors to his left. Pushed back out by number 24, Timmy Ziegler.
As you said, Michael Norton getting a lot more looks. There's 3 New Canaan Rams on the injured list today.
Yep, Barrett Schmitz out with a shoulder injury, and Tommy Augustine out with an ankle alongside Callum Wood. But that guy's locked in. Ryan Coyote, goal number 3 for the game, moving to his left with 1:48 left to go in the third quarter. New Canaan extending the lead back up to 3, 8-5.
That's definitely what Chip Buzzio is going to want to see to stop that Falcons momentum.
And
at
Ryan,
this point in the third quarter.
Coyote, what an athlete he is, Carter. He's just got speed that few FCAC athletes can keep up with, and on the move, he is lethal.
Yeah, absolutely. Being a goalie for my freshman and sophomore JV years,
yep.
Ryan Coyote is a scary person to take a shot from. That's not who you want to be in front of the net for.
1:48 left in the third quarter. Coyote with the goal, Shin with the face-off win, and New Canaan with another chance to score here on this possession. Carter Connors on the far wing. Harry Ape held on the move to his right. Chris Connect gets back in the ball game. Also, Dylan Stevens will check out for Michael Norton. Connect moves right. Finds a cutting Nick Stiles, losing it in traffic. Ludlowe looking to gain possession. Stiles gets the ball back. Stiles gets bumped.
Wow.
Behind the in between the legs shot. What was that?
What a
That's
look
goal.
from Chris Connect. You know, Stiles losing it there, not wanting to go to his right, but Chris Connect picks it up and catches a jumping Murphy Hoy by shooting it between the legs.
Hum diddly dee. Chris Connect, what was that? That's not FCAC. That's circus level stuff from Chris. As he scores goal number 2 or 3 for him on the game.
I believe that's goal number 2 for Chris Connect. You can see that a play like that really getting Ian going up here in the media booth.
Oh, it's getting me going. Shout out to the Charlotte Hornets announcer, Eric Collins. That's his catchphrase, but I had to use it. Wow. Chris Canaan with the goal. 9-5 New Canaan now with just over a minute left in the third quarter. Nick Stiles got lit up. There was a chance for a rebound opportunity after he lost it, and Chris Canaan in between the legs, right in front of a crease, and right in front of Hoy. And after 2 unanswered goals from Fairfield Ludlowe, New Canaan responding with 2 unanswered goals of their own.
Absolutely, and I believe this is a timeout on the Fairfield side.
Yep, Coach Sweat, after those smooth moves from Chris Canaan, needs to get his team in a huddle and get them recollected as they still find themselves down 4 here with just over 47 seconds left in the third.
Yeah, those are the types of plays that really gets your team going, and this brings the energy back. You know, there's a huge goal by Ryan County to switch the momentum, and Chris Canaan just able to push things over the edge and really get things going in the Rams' direction.
New Canaan 3 times as many goals today as they scored on Saturday. Not all of them coming from Chris Canaan, but the craziest one coming from him just a few moments ago. And Ludlowe fighting, as they always have been throughout this game. They're still in it, but they need to slow down the blistering New Canaan offense, which is really clicking on all cylinders right now for Bobby Rushton's group.
Absolutely. Yeah, the offense is definitely finding their stride on the Rams side. Their defense still trying to find their poise, but definitely seeing a lot of aggressiveness coming from that left side of the field for the Rams defense.
It's Fairfield Ludlowe ball following the timeout from the Falcons. Colin McCarthy takes it to his right on freshman Dylan Stevens. Stevens did not play on Saturday, the freshman, as Coach Buzzio respects the fact that he gives his seniors his first crack at earning their roles. But after that, we've seen guys in the past like Quentin O'Connell, Chris Canaan, and Ryan Coyote play early in their varsity careers, and they've earned their opportunities as they've come, even if they're not upperclassmen. The best of the best will play at New Canaan regardless of grade.
Absolutely. Seeing that
goal, as I'll cut you off there for a second, Colin McCarthy on the move, and he scores a much-needed Fairfield Ludlowe goal with just 7.7 seconds left to go in the third quarter, and it's 9-6. New Canaan still in the lead.
Yeah, Colin McCarthy catching the Rams defense. They're sleeping. Ground ball right in the middle of the defensive zone. Picks it up, puts it in the net.
As simple as that. McCarthy, he has been a big factor all game long for Ludlowe, keeping them in this game now in the waning moments of the third quarter. Just under 8 seconds left to go as Cliver and Shin will meet at the X for one last time in the third.
Very important face-off as Shin wins it.
Shin wins it, then gets whacked, loses the ball. 1 second left, and nothing he could do there. Nothing that Declan Kuhn could do, the long stick midi. And that's the end of 3, a high-scoring third quarter. It was 5-2 with the break. It's 9-6 after the third quarter. Ian, Nicholas, and Carter Ellis bringing you back in the booth here. Chris Canaan proving to the people why he's one of the best players in the state. When was the last time you saw a goal that crazy in between the legs? And that's just pure talent and finesse from Chris.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the type of stuff that you see on YouTube. You know, highlights in the college level, professional lacrosse level. Just really, Chris Canaan showing off his ability and showing the University of Pennsylvania what he's going to take to them next year.
Well, heck, Carter, we are on YouTube, NCTV 78. Make sure everyone at home likes and subscribes. We're just a few subscribers away from 1,000, which would mean a lot to our program, obviously, just as much as Chris Canaan means to his program here at New Canaan High School. Everything is connected in some shape, some form. 9-6 your score after the end of 3 quarters. And Ludlowe continuing to put up offensively what they need to stay in this game, but defensively, although it has been a solid showing from goalie Murphy Hoy, he's not getting a lot of help from his defense right now, and New Canaan's getting a lot of good looks close to the crease.
No, yeah, Murphy Hoy, the sophomore, really showing off his ability, doing a good job communicating, trying to get his defense going, but there's only so much that you can do with your mouth, and, definitely tough tough defensive showing for the Falcons this game, but they're doing what they can to keep this from being a blowout.
Doing what they can, putting up goals where they can. Murphy Hoy trying to anchor the ship defensively, keep his team in it. 9-6 your score as we head into the fourth and final frame from New Canaan's home opener. And speaking of opening the season, unfortunately, the girls program, who is slated to be one of the top teams in the FCAC this year, bit by the COVID bug, one of their players testing positive, and their team is going to enter quarantine. They're going to be out for the better part of this week and next week. And Carter, their first game back next Thursday is against Darien. That's a pretty tall task, and New Canaan Darien, always a fun game, but that is going to be some challenge for the girls when you're talking about really their first game of the year, coming off really no practice. Will be against the top team in the conference, Darien, who's won 8 straight FCAC titles. Hey, you were a hockey player. You played Darien before. The emotions in those games are always high.
They are high, Ian, and as you can see, I mean, taking it back to the boys' side of things, their tough loss to Staples, Westport already played 2 games, so they found their stride.
Yep.
So this is going to be a tough test for the girls' team, not having played for 2 weeks, and then going into a division rivalry game.
Hayden Shin wins possession, and then along the far alley, Harry Apelt is tackled out of bounds by number 5, Luke Lasiza.
And New Canaan looking for the flag, and they get it.
And they will get it. Lasiza draws the penalty, so let's see. Is it a man-down situation for Ludlowe? Or is it just a simple?
It is not.
It is not, so no big-time penalty assessed there on Lasiza. We haven't really seen any man-up or man-down situations at all so far today for either team.
Not one.
Carter Connors getting it behind the net. Stiles, good feed. Harry Apelt finishing off a Nick Stiles assist. Second goal today for the Williams commit. Harry Apelt right in front of a crease.
Yeah, Harry Apelt showing off that in-tight ability, like a little hockey one-timer. Not much of a wind-up, just good feed, and not giving Murphy Hoey a lot of time to react there.
Good old flick of the wrist with 11:27 left to go in this fourth quarter, and off of Nick Stiles' assist. Stiles has really been New Canaan's top player all game long. He is doing it all for them offensively, doing his job and then some, as Hayden Shin fights for that one, pushes the ball back to Michael Norton and wins a second straight faceoff to start the quarter.
Hayden Shin getting creative there, scooping the ball to Michael Norton because he had a defenseman right in front of him. Good job.
11:10 left to go in the fourth quarter. New Canaan adding another goal there. Breaking double digits now with 10.
And Chris Canet just checked in for sophomore Max Alert.
Canet speeding to his right. Getting it behind the net now. Connors also moving right. Gets it to Canet. A bump, a shot, a miss. It'll stay in New Canaan possession.
Murphy Hoey loves that diving effort to try to keep it in the Falcons' possession. Not successful there.
The goalie doing everything he can, but 3 white jerseys racing to the ball out of bounds. Unsuccessful effort from Hoy. Norton bumped, moving back inside. Finds a cutting Coyote, shooting, scoring. The Bucknell commit continues to pour it on here. It's now 11-6 Rams, and another good shot and another good move there, Carter, from Coyote.
Absolutely. His 4 goal scoring campaigns today, showing off his ability. The future Bison, as you said.
Game starting to get out of hand. A 5-goal margin for New Canaan. Canet, Stiles, and Coyote. The last 3 goals for the Rams. The seniors are starting to take over and show why they're such an elite class.
Hayden Shin finding his stride in the faceoff dot. Let's see if he can keep it going here.
It's going to be a false start, though, so Carter a bit of a jinx as it will be awarded to Ludlowe.
Yeah, Hayden Shin getting a little too ahead of himself there with the false start.
Vin Cognetta checks in for New Canaan, number 25. Here's Fraticangelli behind the X. Carr back down by Stevens as Ludlowe moves from left to right. 10 minutes left to go in the quarter. Whacking at it is Borthwick, using that long stick to his advantage.
You can hear that New Canaan side getting very energetic at Borthwick's efforts in the defensive zone.
The Swarthmore commit. Bit of a miscommunication offensively. Ludlowe players bumping into each other. Braddock and Jelly. He's been trying to muscle his way inside. Shot high and missing from Cooper Carr.
Dylan Stevens there getting a lot of playing time. Gets lucky right in front of the net there. Leaves his man open at the top.
Ludlow retains possession, moving in, shooting. Deflected by Holden Busby. Out of play, and still Ludlow ball off that missed shot from John Kleinbeck. Busby really showing up and proving it is his job to lose. And playing really well as a sophomore right now. And a bad pass from Kleinbeck. No way Fraddick and Jelly was going to get to that one. Turnover Ludlow with 9:11 left in the fourth. And this 11-6 game, New Canaan looks well on their way if they continue their strong play for the final 9 minutes of this game. They're picking up win number 1 on this young season. Max Alert gets it to Borthwick. Now the defenseman, Braden Sweeney, on the offensive end of the field. Sweeney showing off the athleticism, and a timeout will be called by Coach Chip Buzzio with the defenseman running wild with the ball.
Yeah, smart timeout there for Chip Buzzio to get things a little bit settled down. Fairfield Ludlowe giving a lot of pressure in that defensive zone. Hard to clear it. That's where the Rams' faults were against Staples, as you said, being 65% in the clearing game.
8:51 left to go now in the fourth quarter. New Canaan clearing it well. The Sweeney twins have been a big part of the success in that regard. New Canaan, their biggest lead of the game, 11-6. Coach Chip Buzzio. You know, a guy who will never rock the boat too hard, did not put his team in the panic mode following that upsetting loss to Staples. And you could see it. They've got the emotion in their huddles right now. Ludlow does not. Coach Steven Sweat trying to do all he can to keep his team in this game in the late stages. Meanwhile, New Canaan, even though they got kicked in the mouth on Saturday, playing with a lot of emotion so far today. As they know how good a team they can be, Carter. New Canaan hasn't necessarily been the best regular season team over the years, but as soon as they get into tournament time, the flip switches. The switch flips.
Absolutely. I would think that's kind of a theme for not just lacrosse, but also for hockey this year.
Yeah.
Not to give my team the plug, but, you know, going from a sub-500 team to FCAC champs, it's a great showing for the New Canaan varsity programs this year.
Yeah, Coach Buzzio, he actually brought up the fact that the hockey team this year and playing in such a tough competitive division, you know, it doesn't necessarily matter how the regular season goes. You're going to lose some of those tough matchups sometimes, but come tournament time, he believes this team will still be able to compete for an FCAC title just like they did in 2019.
Absolutely. This year, because of COVID, not being able to play any out-of-state games, so you're missing that, definitely missing that usual St. Anthony's game in Long Island that the Rams would play. That's where they'll be able to showcase a lot of their talent on the national level, playing those out-of-state games.
Shooting, scoring, Harry Apel working against a couple Ludlow defenders and getting it to go down. Back-to-back goals for number 4. And New Canaan with 12 goals now and a 6-goal lead with just under 8 minutes left to go in the quarter. Andrew Rechterman also just checked in for New Canaan, the junior. He checks out. Hayden Shin still the face-off man up against Brooks Cliver in the late stages of this one. And really all the cast of characters who we knew could perform but didn't perform on Saturday are starting to show, Carter. Harry Apelt, Nick Stiles, Ryan Coyote, showing the different elements that this senior class has to offer.
Absolutely, yeah. Chip Buzzio keeping in his top guys for these last 8 minutes. We might see that change if they can extend their lead, a little bit further. But it goes to show you, you know, without those out-of-state games, keeping it in the FCAC, every single game matters.
Every single game will count toward teams' playoff chances and towards their in-league record. The ball poked loose by Charlie Borthwick. He scoops it up and clears it to the long stick man, Christian Wolter, with 7:20.
Chris Connett there hoping to get the ball in the middle, had an open lane.
They did not get him the ball in time. Ryan Coyote with it now along the near alley. Number 24 for New Canaan, Carter Spain checking into the game.
Yeah, those are some of the new faces that we're going to start seeing out of the New Canaan side now that the lead is extended by double that of Fairfield Ludlowe's.
Coach Buzzio showing off a couple more of the juniors for this team as Carter Connors pushed to the ground, losing the ball. Whistles are blown. It's going to stay in New Canaan possession, though. No penalty called on Ludlowe. We have not seen that yellow hanky so far today from the referees. Chris Canet, he's done his magic once again so far this afternoon. Backpedaling, finds Coyote. Coyote can't find the ball. Scooped up by Ludlowe. Cross midfield now is Harry Chandler. Getting into the hands of Carr. Carr getting ripped. And a penalty will be called. Or whistles were blown. Maybe no penalty. Looks like a timeout with 6:19 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing the referees allowing these guys to play. The game is being very civil. Both sides respectful to one another, so it's an easy job for the referees to let these guys just play the game of lacrosse.
And they did not get that chance to play the game of lacrosse last year. Obviously, no spring sports throughout the state of Connecticut and throughout the country were played at the beginning of a COVID-19 pandemic. These guys have not played in 2 years. These teams look vastly different than the years before. Coaches have not been able to scout like they had before, and definitely that is a massive challenge when you can't get a look at that team. And this year we're going to see New Canaan play a lot of teams twice and be able to get that scout for later in the year. They play Richfield twice. They play Staples twice. They play Darien twice. They're going to be able to get those looks at those championship contending teams that they really need because they haven't played lacrosse in over a year.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, those are some games that you don't get to see every single year, play those rivals twice in one season because they're usually filled up by those out-of-state games like we were talking about earlier.
Still in Fairfield Ludlowe, still in New Canaan possession with 6:19 remaining in the quarter. No, it will be Fairfield Ludlowe possession, 12-6 your score. New Canaan in the lead. A strong start it was for the Falcons. They went up 2-0. But New Canaan would go up 5-2, 5-3 at the half. And it's been all Rams ever since the middle of the first frame. Can Ludlowe go on a late surge with 6 minutes left and a 6-goal differential? Let's see. On the far wing, it's number 16, Aaron Field. Fraticangelli moves left. Jump shot. Missing.
Tough
rebound
landing.
Opportunity, and Fraticangelli is shaken up. He works his way back up, however, the senior captain, Jake Fraticangelli, showing off his toughness.
It was a great defensive effort for the Rams there to not allow him in front of the net. Holden Busby loving that tenaciousness on his defensive side.
Christian Sweeney, the defensive midfielder, trying to go on the offensive a little bit, jarring back and forth with Declan Kuhn, another one of the senior captains for Fairfield Ludlowe with 5:35 left to go in the fourth. Max Alert, the sophomore, gets it back over to Christian Sweeney. Kotsko along the wing. Stiles had an excellent start to this game. He's been a big-time X factor. Apelt to Salert. Salert spins, falls, loses the ball for a moment. Calmly scoops it back up and dishes it to Christian Sweeney with 5:08 left in the fourth. Carter Connors, he's been very active today, but no goals for him. Goes around the net here. New Canaan in no rush. Salert moves in, and the shot deflected out of bounds with 4:53 left to go in the quarter.
The shot was heavily contested, sent right outside of the back.
Salert still looking for his first goal on the year in his sophomore campaign. And his first year playing varsity lacrosse, he will be one of the big-time players for this program in the coming years. One of the stars of a sophomore class, him and Tommy Augustine, a couple of the big-time guys there alongside goalie Mac Busby. And Nick Stiles, he is in some pain on the ground. He is grabbing the back of his right leg, and finally play is stopped. That is obviously not a good sight to see. Styles, number 8.
Yeah, definitely nursing that back left hamstring. Yeah, Chip Husky is going to go give him a look.
And we obviously wish him the best of luck. One of the smartest guys you'll find around New Canaan High School. He's committed to MIT, not just for his lacrosse play, but for his smarts. A great guy. We're going to wish him the best of luck. As they're going to work his leg out. 4:22 left to go in the fourth quarter here from Dunning Field. New Canaan up 12-6. Already out. One of their starting attackmen, and Callum Wood, dealing with an injury. And he is expected to return later this week for the Richfield game. Nick Styles, hoping this injury isn't as serious as it looks right now. They're working out that left leg of his.
Yeah, you see that New Canaan trainer, Corey, working on his back leg. He worked with the hockey team as well. Very familiar with him. A very smart guy. Worked at Sacred Heart for the Sacred Heart Division I hockey team.
Yeah. Coming over for New Canaan, trying to help out these young athletes, keep them as healthy as possible, and he will be helped up off the field. A great sight to see, albeit with some assistance. Good to see he can put some weight on that leg, and we wish nothing but the best for Nick Styles. Really an excellent game for him, Carter. He has showed up and provided the spark offensively, especially in the early going that this team needed.
Absolutely, yeah. We're probably not going to see Nick Styles back in this game today,
No.
even if he's feeling better. You know, that's a name that you're definitely going to want to keep healthy for the rest of the season.
New Canaan already dealing with a little bit of that early injury bug. 4:17 left to go in the fourth quarter. Now without Nick Styles, Will Costco with the ball. Moving in, shooting, missing that one. Andrew Rechteman, the junior. Fighting for it along the far sideline, and it will stay in Ludlowe possession as number 33.
New Canaan possession.
New Canaan possession, excuse me. Carter Connors fighting to keep that one alive for the Rams. Coming from behind the net,
Great
and
shot.
That one will be a goal. Just getting past Murphy Hoy, and another one for Harry Apel.
That's fifth? That's his fifth for the day, right?
Who's counting? I probably should be. But he continues to add on more. That one just sneaking by Hoy, and New Canaan goes up 13-6. A really strong second half effort from Harry Apel, the Williams commit. The only healthy attackman left for New Canaan. From the starting group, that is.
That's right. Yes, all three starting attackmen heading off to Division I schools for the next season.
Yep. Brooks Cliver, the face-off man, responding very well for Fairfield Ludlowe, and right back to a 6-goal game it will be with 3:46 left in the fourth quarter. The Dickinson commit scores and makes it 13-7. New Canaan still on top.
Yeah, Brooks Cliver bringing that energy that the Ludlowe Falcons need this late in the game. It's tough to have a 6-goal deficit with only 3:46 left to go in the game.
Yep, a program on the rise in Fairfield Ludlowe, putting up a really good first half effort, but New Canaan proving to be too much so far in the second half. And a turnover for New Canaan is at an offsides as Shin was running away with it, but then
looks like it should be a false start.
False start.
It's a late call for that referee.
3:37 left to go in this fourth quarter. Another Ludlowe possession upon us. Looking to add something late, try to make this a more manageable game. It will stay in Ludlowe possession following that miss. 3:29 left to go. Feeding it to McCarthy. McCarthy moving right, scoring left. He's amped, as he should be. Colin McCarthy's been a primetime player today as a midfielder in the juniors, working wonders. Makes it a 5-goal game with 3:21 left.
That's a top left look for McCarthy, as you were saying. Nothing that Holden Busby can do there. You know, Falcons showing a lot of energy now late in the game.
Brooks Cliver winning some big possessions. Last one was a false start on Hayden Shin, so that's why it was Ludlow's ball. Let's see what these two star face-off men do here. Shin pokes it, but no one there to scoop it up for New Canaan as it will be number 33, Will Geary, who takes over for Fairfield Ludlowe. A 5-goal game with 3:08 left in this fourth quarter. Could it be too little too late for Ludlowe as they've scored back-to-back unanswered goals? Ferris with it, moves left on Chris Canaan, hacking away, taking the shot, bounces out of bounds.
On the New Canaan side, you see number 23, Mark Simon, checking in for the injured Nick Stiles.
Simon, his older brother Andrew, a commit at Swarthmore. What a goal! Keeping himself right in front of the crease, falling down and getting it to go down was Jake Fraticangelli. 3 straight goals for the Falcons in a matter of minutes. It's a 4-goal game with 2:44 left to go. This Falcons team's not going away without a fight.
Absolutely, yeah. The Falcons team keeping the Rams on their feet, keeping them honest, making them pay for not keeping their foot on the gas pedal.
Chris Canaan, he's had a superstar goal today, and Fraticangelli maybe not as great, but he says, I'll do you one as well. Really great there. Hayden Shin, really big win on the face-off, and then he throws it out of bounds. Looking for Mark Simon, excuse me.
We're both mixing up the brothers in this game.
Yes, there's plenty of them in New Canaan. Ludlowe looking to keep the gas to the max. Looking to go all the way. Really good effort, but no goal from John Kleinbeck, missing just wide right. It will stay in Ludlowe possession with 2:24 left in the fourth quarter. Ludlowe still down 4. Looking for the feed. Couldn't get it. Ludlowe looking to keep the ball alive, fighting for it. Chris Canaan comes away with it, and with blazing speed, a transition opportunity. Canaan shoots wide left. Maybe a little exhausted, going coast to coast and missing. It will stay in New Canaan's possession. Carter Connors with it. 2:02 left in the fourth. 13-9 your score. Both teams still looking for their first win. 3 unanswered goals from Ludlowe in the late going to make it a game once again.
Number 5, Luke Liza there, this junior for Ludlowe, keeping Harry Apelt honest behind the net there.
Luke Lasiza. Michael Norton bouncing around. Gets it to Connor Bailey, also behind the net now, defended by Ziegler. It's a good spin to the inside, but a whistle blown and an injury on the field. And it looks like Coach Chip Buzzio is telling Harry Apelt to stay down. Maybe a bit of an injury there.
Chip Buzzio wanting to stop the play clock.
1:27 left in this game, and it looks like Harry Apelt is battered up. His left leg, the cause of concern. And just like that, all 3 of New Canaan's starting defensemen have the injury bug.
I believe as though that's Michael Norton.
Oh, excuse me. Well, he does sport that left knee brace.
Running off the sideline there.
A little bit confused at what happened there. Norton maybe a little banged up. Coach Chip Buzzy, who got to get a word with his team. Regardless, we're back, and it looks like Norton isn't too banged up, which is obviously good news for New Canaan.
Yeah, the junior Michael Norton getting a lot of playing time today.
Yep, playing well.
You can see Murphy Hoy getting out of his normal spot in
goal.
The net. Just trying to keep all the players locked down, get another guy in the defensive zone.
And that's exactly what they do. Turnover for Ryan Coyote with just 1:02 left in this game. Ludlowe moving it up the field well. Timmy Ziegler with it. Still down 4 with 57 seconds left in this game. Here's Fraticangelli. Fraticangelli thrown down, and for the first time all game long, the yellow hanky is thrown with 51.2 seconds left. It will be a penalty on New Canaan.
Yeah, you see an obvious flag there against the Rams at a crucial point for the Ludlowe Falcons, hoping they can get something going in the last 51.2 seconds here, the 4-goal deficit.
So Ludlowe will be man up, perceivably. And they will be. Only 5 defenders for New Canaan instead of usual 6 outside of their goalie, Holden Busby. So most likely for the remainder of this game, with only 51.2 seconds left, Ludlowe should be man up.
Correct. Yes, that is right.
Let's see if they can capitalize. Cut even more to the 4-goal lead, which could just be too much. Turnover here for Ludlowe as New Canaan looking to get it in their possession, and they will. Coming out of a goal was Holden Busby to secure possession there as the ball was put on the floor by Cooper Carr.
Yeah, Holden Busby making a very high IQ play there, just letting the ball go out, keeping the Ludlowe offenseman away from the ground ball, making it very difficult, for him to pick up that ground ball and do something with it. So he just lets it go out and then let one of his defensive middies take it.
Christian Sweeney was that defensive midi. He does a great job of running out clock, running through some guys for the Fairfield Ludlowe team. And that is all New Canaan will do.
The high slash. Easy call.
You could hear that all the way up here. A little bit too chippy there from number 19 for Fairfield Ludlowe. And his day is over with 4.2 seconds left in the game. A penalty that really does not mean too much in the grand scheme of things. No penalties, no flags were thrown throughout the entirety of this game. Until the last minute, we've seen one apiece from both teams.
Right, yeah, number 19 on the Ludlowe side really expressing his frustration right to the face mask of number 5.
Ryan Coyote. And this game is all but over. The buzzer sounds, and New Canaan has picked up win number 1 on the year. A much-needed victory right at home in their home opener, and they will take it 13-9. Great performances across the board. A couple late injuries that we hope everyone is all right. But in the end, New Canaan played like New Canaan, but Ludlowe truly kept it close and played a great game.
Yeah, despite the loss, Ludlowe's definitely making a big statement amongst other FCAC teams and showing that they're here to play. New Canaan being a top program and Ludlowe keeping it close.
Yep,
in the last very minute.
New Canaan picking up their first league victory on the year, now 1-1 overall and 1-1 in league play. Meanwhile, Fairfield Ludlowe dropping to 0-2 following their losses to Daniel Hand and New Canaan. And finally, I'm going to ask you a tough question, Carter. A lot of guys had really good games for New Canaan, but if you had to pinpoint one of them and name them game MVP, who would you name the top dog? We saw Nick Stiles, Harry Apelt, Chris Kinnett, Holden Busby. Out of those guys, or any guy you think, who really kept this game together for New Canaan?
I really saw Harry Apelt show off his ability. He kept it consistent throughout the entire game. That is no hit to Nick Stiles. He also had a very great game, definitely getting a lot of goals. Tough injury at the very end there to his hamstring on his left side. But, Harry Apelt just showed off how he can play on both hands and, capitalize on fast break opportunities or shoot it from the outside. So I think that Harry Apelt had a great game.
Most certainly. New Canaan, a great game overall. 13-9, your final score from Dunning Field. New Canaan now 1-1 on the year. They will play another tough opponent, ranked Richfield, on the road at Tiger Hollow on Thursday. Today is Tuesday. So make sure to go up to that one. We will bring you more live streams from all the home games soon. Carter Ellis will continue to join me as he did a great job today in your debut. Welcome to the big leagues, Bug. Really appreciate you here. But before we go, Carter, I've got one more test for you. Let's go through our sponsors, and maybe you bring us through the read of our terrific Rams sponsors. Let's roll that video.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we want to give a big thank you to our platinum sponsor, Walter Stewart's, who has supported the New Canaan Rams athletics and the entire New Canaan community for years. And we'd also like to thank our sponsors, Melissa Rambuya and Kristen Harrow, the premier real estate partnership in Fairfield County. And our gold sponsor, Club Sandwich. And our silver sponsors, Performance PT, Education Futures, the SIG Insurance Agencies, OSSM, Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, Renaissance Partners, and Rand Insurance. And we'd also like to give a big thank you to our black sponsors in Ready Rooster, Sheila Law, 84 Sports, the New Canaan Diner, NC Graphics, the Athletic Shoe Factory, Togs, Dr. Austin Feeney, the Lewis School of Driving, and Prudding and Company Custom Builders. Again, a big thank you to all our sponsors. The New Canaan Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics.
Great work, Carter. Great work from the Rams. New Canaan in their home opener, picking up their first win on the year in a high-scoring game. 13-9, your final. New Canaan now 1-1 on the year as the Fairfield Ludlowe Falcons will drop to 0-2. Make sure you like and subscribe to NCTV 78 for more live stream actions of New Canaan High School athletics. Our next live stream hopefully will be Friday for a baseball game up against Trumbull at Mead Park. Signing off, Carter Ellis, Ian Nicholas, and the rest of the NCTV crew saying thanks for your time. Also want to shout out my entire crew, our camera woman on top of the booth, Amelie Lenoff, and our producer, Emily Fox. Also want to give shout outs to our advisor, Roman Cebulski, and our athletic director, Jay Egan. See you soon, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. New Canaan with the win in their home opener.